I have with me today one of our phenomenal contributors, Sahith S Tiger. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm so glad to have you with us. Uh, so let's start out with the big question: who the heck are you?
I am a freelance content writer from Trivandrum City, India. I've been trying to move to creative work for a while now, but it hasn't happened yet. This has been actually a big experience for me because this is my first time working with an editor, a big team, and everything. Everything else that I've done, I have some self-published work, but that was all solo. This is my first time working with a big team, so this has been a huge experience for me.
I'm so glad to hear that. You said you're a freelance writer.
Yes, a content writer. I'm moving from content to creative work right now.
I have a among the many things I do, I have
Mhm.
a creative writing services company, Tellworthy Creative Writing Services, and
Okay.
I work writing, coaching, and editing for fiction writers, but I also write for businesses and content advertising. Uh,
Exactly. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Yeah.
yeah, I do that. I do that as well. You got to hustle when you're a writer.
You have to make ends meet. Exactly. That's the thing. You want to be the you want to chase the dream, but at the same time, you need to make ends meet.
Yeah,
So
chase the
you
dream.
do what you have to. You do what you have to. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, I have Fugitive Poems. I have tellworthy.com. I'm a college professor at two different colleges, and I am I'm constantly doing something. The dream is to one day just
Well,
be doing a couple of them.
okay, that all of that makes me feel like a slacker, if I'm being honest,
I,
because I don't have I have like two things. That's it.
so that makes me feel envious.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
I was when your scripts came in,
Hmm.
when you applied for the anthology,
Hmm.
there was a uniqueness to your style, but also to your content. And
Okay, thank you.
James Lyons, my creative partner, co-founder of Fugitive Poems,
Hmm.
James and I were really taken with it. And it was different than the other submissions. It was almost thought about differently. And that's really what excited us about you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for saying that.
You're welcome. It felt like almost like there was a different process at play than other writers that we knew or myself, and I really was intrigued by that.
Okay,
Uh,
that is high praise. Thank you. Thank you.
I was so excited to get you on the project and so curious about what you were going to do. I shuffled up the prompts. So for those of you who may not have seen some of the other videos yet, and you should watch them all on Fugitive Poems YouTube page. Um, what we did is we've got this umbrella prompt of Myth Reborn, and then every team submitted a prompt. So every team submitted a little creative prompt of what in whatever ways. And I took them and I shuffled them up and gave other teams those prompts. So the story that is being written for Containment Breach Volume 2, no one could have pulled it out of a drawer. It's not a story that anyone created 3 years ago. It has to be about Myth Reborn under that umbrella and somehow acknowledge the creative prompt they got. And as I told Sammy when I spoke to her, you can blame Mike Flanagan and John Jack. They're the team
Okay.
that came up with "I Miss You."
No, no, but it was a good prompt. I will admit that I was a little bit surprised when I got it because because it was a bit straightforward. I mean, when you hear "I meet you," you expect a certain thing,
Right.
but immediately I started brainstorming and trying to figure out how can I do this in an unexpected way, and that's what led me to the script. So I think I'm actually grateful for the prompt because it ended up being a blessing in disguise.
I this is why I was talking about what attracted us to your work initially. The thing that attracted us to your work is the thing that made you this process, this different way of viewing something that brought you to this incredible story. We're not going to give it away, but this incredible story, what you did with the prompt, I don't want to say.
I don't want to say either. I want people to find out on the page.
You took it in a different direction as it actually was, though. And that was like, and what this has led you to, and every contributor to the book owns their characters, their story. That's all yours. We're publishing the first one. That's it. I believe that it has led you to a character that could continue to have adventures.
Okay.
I see so much for Ajay. How do you say his name, by the way? Am I right?
Ajay.
I see so much for him. And I read this first story, and it was the opening of a whole world with a brilliant, and here's the connection, a brilliant mythology to it. So that
Thank you.
It's so cool that the very thing that attracted us to having you on the project led you to come up with something so cool for us. So that's what you're doing for Containment Breach Volume 2. How's it been working with Sammy?
Really good, because I think her artwork is an excellent fit for this kind of thing, and I think you already seen some of it, and it fits the story almost like a symbiosis.
Oh wow!
And she's doing an incredible job. I think it's especially because she's doing the inks and the colors and everything herself. It all just comes together.
Your story was so vivid when I read the script. I saw it. I was watching it happen. And we went back and forth about things because I got so involved in it.
I remember there were like 19, 20 emails going back and forth, bouncing ideas. And it helped streamline the ending. That was your idea. I remember you suggested the move panels, the change of the panels and everything. And it came together just so well. That was really incredible. That's what I was talking about. I'm not used to working with a team, and now I can see the difference between my solo work and between bouncing ideas back and forth with someone who can suggest things and who can act as that person who sees it and elevates it and makes it better. So,
you know, when you work as many jobs as we do, you don't necessarily love every one of them. Some of them are the passion projects, and some of them are the good we eat this week projects.
That's right? That's true.
Creating Fugitive Poems with James was a boon in my life. It's this bright spot I look forward to every day. Talking to Sammy the other day, we were talking about her book, The Secret Rites, and the work that she did on that and what she's bringing to this project. And she talked about the same thing I'm saying right now, about how working with you is so satisfying, going back and forth, and that ability to share ideas without ego either way. Just like, oh, that sounds cool, I'll try it, or how about this? And glad you're enjoying that.
Yeah. I mean, if you're working as a team, you have to work as a team. I mean, that's how it goes. Absolutely. One person can boss around everyone else. And I think you do a phenomenal job of bringing everyone together, holding things in place. So kudos on that.
Well, thank you very much. This is purely passion. I'm loving it. And whatever skills I've accrued in my life that I'm able to bring to this is great. I'm having a ton of fun, though. Let me ask you a very, very, very important question.
Mm-hmm.
If someone gave you all the time and all the money you could ever want to live your dream life, what would an average Wednesday afternoon look like?
Well, I would be head of my own studio, so I'd be running around dealing with that. Actually, I didn't want to bring this up, but I actually did incorporate my own studio a few years ago, but I made the big mistake of doing it on November of 2019. And you can probably see where this is going. We filed our incorporation papers. Yes, I looked up offices, I paid rent, I hired people, and then uh, at first, I, like everyone else in the world, I didn't take it seriously. I thought it was just going to go away, like just like the Spanish flu and everything, but it didn't. And now I'm actually a little bit in debt. I'm swimming right now, trying not to sink. My apologies. And my big concern right now is preventing bankruptcy, if I'm being honest. And if I had that, if what you're saying is right, and if I could live in that scenario, it would be my own studio, and we would be making movies, we would be making comic books, just the whole thing, animated shows, and I'd be head of everything.
That I love it. I love that idea. I'm sorry to hear what you went through. You know, they say timing is everything, and that really
Yep.
ended up being true, right? In
Mm.
with COVID. So let's one of the things that I want you to do is I want you to be able. I want Fugitive Poems Containment Breach to help lift everybody's signal boost for everybody. So why don't you tell me? Let me say this first, everyone. Sahith, I'm always worried I'm getting it wrong. Can you say your name for me again?
Sahith.
Sahith. I apologize.
Sahith. Mm.
Sahith, his writing is tremendous. And his brain for fiction is incredible. He takes a story and he moves it to this whole different angle you would never have looked at it from, and just fires through it with brilliance. I would highly recommend, if you need someone for a project, that you go to Sahith. So Sahith, tell me, where can we find you? How would we reach you? People watching this video that need a great writer, how would they reach you?
Should I be putting my contact information on the
Anything.
video? Right. You can reach me at my email ID, just sahithstiger@gmail.com. I also have a couple of things in the works, and I don't want to say it yet. It's involved with the studio, so I don't want to give away details. It might take a few months before we launch, because we're just getting on our feet back again after everything that happened. So I don't want to give anything away right now. Right now, just my email ID. If you need to reach me, you can reach me through that.
Twitter, Instagram, any of that?
Not yet. I hate social media. I won't. I apologize for
Sahith, I'm going to tell you something.
that.
I do too, but you got to do it. I
You
work.
have to. Everyone keeps telling me that if you want to network, you need social media.
Yeah,
I know that.
that is what's happening right now. And you know what? I shouldn't say that I hate it. I hated doing it initially, but
Mm.
I have made connections in the comic community that have become friends, that are helping, that give me advice, that I can give advice to. It's part of a community. It's a community you want to be a part of. Twitter Comics, excuse me, and the hashtag writing community. Get on Twitter, and as soon as you do, tell me, and I'll help introduce you to my world, to what people I talk to. But you want to do
Okay.
that. But right now, do me a favor, one more time, your email address.
Sahithstiger@gmail.com.
SAHITHS.
EHSTIGER@gmail.com.
Yeah. All right. I thank you so much for taking this time to hang out. And I'm really glad that we got to talk, and getting to meet you is fantastic.
Yeah,
Um,
same here.
Folks, Sahith S Tiger has been with us. He's a writer for Containment Breach Volume 2. His story is going to knock you over. You're going to be you're going to be tweeting him on the Twitter account. I'm going to make sure he gets, and you're going to say, "When am I seeing more of Jay?" You're going to want more of this story. I promise you, guys. Containment Breach Volume 2 hits Kickstarter in the fall. Please, at the end of this video, if I have figured out how to do it, press the button that takes you to the pre-launch page. Sign up for the pre-launch. Go to fugitivepoems.com. Subscribe for all the information that you'll need, that you want to know about what we're doing. I am Christian DeMatteo at CDMETC on Twitter, at Fugitive Poems on Twitter, at Fugitive Poems on Instagram. And I can't wait for you to see this book. We are Fugitive Poems. We make comics.